This is Dave, and today's big hairy idea is, who do you want to serve? Twice this past week, I got a communication that really got me very emotionally choked up. And both of them were about this book that Han and I came out with a year ago called The Size of Your Dreams. And we've had a number of people who've reached out to us to tell us what an impact this book made in their lives. But none of those communications we've had up till now hit me emotionally as much as the two that I've had this past week. And I was really asking myself, why? Why did these two hit me in a place? Why did I find myself getting all choked up about these communications and not all the other ones that I received beforehand? And what hit me was, it was the profiles of the people who were reaching out, even more so than it was the content of what they had to share. So who were these people? One of them was an 8th grade girl here in Israel who really expressed that this book helped her at a very difficult time in her life, and that the book really was transformational for her in her experiences. And the other one is a 19-year-old African male living in South Africa, just starting university. And I got so choked up by hearing from these people. I think part of it was just reflecting on, wow, especially that 8th grade communication, that was a really tough time in my life when I was also in middle school. And so much of what I wanted to be doing is, if I could be helping somebody else going through probably similar emotional stuff that I went through, and now this book is giving her tools to navigate some of those challenges, like, wow, that felt just incredible. And the other one was, I actually spent time in South Africa. I was a student there, an overseas student in law school at University of Cape Town. And I could really picture what, a 19-year-old, African university student, where he is in life, having been there and spent time there, and the various challenges he's going through and where he is in life, and saying, wow, that's also really a group that I really want to help. Somebody he's in a tough economy, he's in a tough place, he's starting himself out, this woman's studying IT. It's like I had visions for all that. I could place it in my own experience. And a lot of the people up till now who've been reaching out to us have been people who are much more, I'd say, peers. A lot of our friends or other people who have, our age, people who've been successful, and they're saying, hey, wow, this book was really inspiring. This book was great. I learned a lot of things in that. And all those things, felt really, really awesome. But to hear from people who were much more kind of at that place that I've been, like an 8th grader struggling with, various social challenges, or one of these African students who I had some opportunity to interact with when I was in South Africa, who I know have a lot of challenge of trying to really rebuild the country. They're trying to figure out exactly, what their place is, how they're going to thrive in an economy that is struggling. And to be able to reach these people who I was able to kind of relate to in those struggles, and very much, these are the types of people that I want to be helping. And I know that because when they reach out to say, wow, this book helped me, I immediately found myself getting teary-eyed, getting choked up, and saying, wow, I helped them. That's a big deal. That feels like I'm doing something that is what I'm meant to be doing. And when I help other people and I don't feel the same emotional response, or I feel like I still feel emotional every time anybody reaches out to me, but I feel a lesser response, I'm like, okay, that's part of my target audience. But I have to make sure that the people who really, when they speak to me about their experience, and I find myself getting emotional, that's a really good hint to me that I need to make sure that I write things or I deliver messages that can reach those demographics. And some of them is like, for the 8th grade girl, okay, I need to be making sure that my books are accessible to that age group, because that was the toughest time in my life. And I want to make sure that middle school kids are able to get these types of tools that can help them during that challenging period of their life. And I was really able to relate to this 19-year-old African from my time that I spent over there. And from my interaction with him, I feel pretty strongly that there's no way this guy would have gone out and bought my ebook at $15 had that been, the price for it. He got it, I believe, because I'd put it out there for free, and I had posted it online for free, and people all over the world were able to access it. And some of the people who've been accessing it were like that. People with not the strongest financial foundations, who aren't going out there and buying all of these different books. And so was another kind of real sign to me, okay, that strategy of keeping the books free, it's not just a marketing strategy for how to get the book spread far and wide. It's really about getting the book in the hands of the people that I most want to help, that I feel most emotionally connected to when they read the book and experience the transformation the book is intended to deliver. So these were kind of a couple indications to me where my own emotional response was telling me, okay, these are the people that I need to make sure that I'm looking out for, that I need to make sure that my content that I'm putting out there is accessible to them. And it was a real signpost of these are both people very much in the groups that I should be serving, not just in this book, but in future books that I put out as well. And I want to leave you with that question. Sometimes we have a sense of, well, this is who I should be working for. This is who I should be serving. But sometimes the people you're trying to help out, you resent, you dislike, you don't feel that connection to them. If you ever help somebody and you feel the kind of emotional response that I was talking about feeling the other day, well, that's like a signpost. Okay, boom, that's the people that you need to be making sure that you include in whatever effort you're putting out there. These are the people you need to be serving, you need to be helping. So I want to leave you with that question. Who are the people who, when you do something for them, or when you feel a connection to them, that you really feel in a deep emotional place? How can you reach out to that group more? How can you deliver more to that target audience?